Hey, it's Glendon, and I have a good one for you today. I was on the interwebs, and that's all kind of stuff on the interwebs right now. You know, allegations of fakery and tomfoolery, downright bamboozlement, subterfuge at its best. I came across this little gem, and I called bullshit immediately. It was just this thing. I miss a few hidden treasures, but I've never lost money on the unit. Never. I may bump up a bit if it looks squared away or the boxes are well positioned, tape stacked, blah blah blah. Then I subtract for stained mattresses, visible food. My method hasn't failed me yet. Okay, I'm gonna shut that down. I've lost money on the unit. Well, there's a video here on YouTube. Lost $1,000 on the unit. I'm gonna tell you why I call bullshit on that. You can look at a unit and understand, anytime you buy a unit, it's a risk. You're rolling the dice because even if your eyes are telling you there's great stuff in there, there's a few things that can happen. Number one, it's called compression damage. What's compression damage? Is when people hire jacked up movers and they just shove stuff in the truck and they shove it in the unit. I've actually seen guys like putting their ass on stuff trying to get it in the unit, with little regard to what may be behind that item that may be getting crushed. So you can see good looking stuff, and even if it's not crushed, it may not work. So I would say roughly 10% of the units I bought, I've lost money. There's some I've lost my ass on. And the most money that I ever lost was $1,000 on that video here on YouTube. And it's a part of the game. One of the things, because when I see stuff like that, it puts this wrong narrative in the mind of many people that you can actually go out and buy units and do all of the right things and you're not going to lose money. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are going to lose money. Even if everything adds up, because just like you can buy a unit for $1 or $100 and make thousands, you can buy a unit that looks great and it wasn't set up. It's just the natural of many people don't know how to move stuff. They just don't know how to do it, and that's why there's so much damage. So just like you can come up real big, you can lose real big. And to me, I like that. Because I want you to understand, if the world was like stacked up and everything was fair, you couldn't hit a big jackpot. They'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. It is not fair that you are getting this wonderful unit because Sally or Joe hasn't gotten one, so we need to give it. Life's not fair. It's not. Get over it. And if you get caught up in this loop of trying not to lose money, you're going to put yourself in a position where you frequently are not going to make money. Look at some of the best quarterbacks in the game, or were in the game, and look at their first few seasons. Horrible. Terrible. Got knocked around. People talked bad about them. Then the teams built up, gained more experience, saw what they had. They started performing better. That's the storage auction game. As you get more experience, this stuff kind of goes to the wayside. But as long as you put off that education link, that period of going out there, yes, I'm going to say getting your ass kicked, being humiliated, going through hard times, as Dwayne Butler at Castle and Annex put it, buying your education, the longer you put that off in effort to be perfect and not lose any money, you are only going to be average to mediocre as a storage auction buyer your whole career. So if you want to be mediocre, you want to be average, you don't really want the nice ones, continue to play it that safe. Continue, because we're at a point where people are still, with Dave's recent allegations, that people are still going to watch the shows, because I've looked online and people are battling, no, it's real, no, it's not real. And there are folks who's like, I don't care if it's real or not. It's entertaining and I'm going to still watch it. So with that, the show will still go on, but there was a large group of people, and people like, I can't believe anyone thought that was real. There's a lot of people that thought that shit was real. There's a discussion that's going on right now about it, and people are like, well, I don't think it's fake. This shit is fake as an 8-foot duck. But people like to be seduced by fantasies. That's why many people think they're going to win the lottery, and that's how they're going to retire versus working hard and putting money away over a long period of time. Now, that's too much like common sense. But people believe this stuff is real. But for you who are going on the auction trail, the next 2 years are going to get a little bit better because there's still going to be crowds out there, and there's still going to be more people than there was when I was in the game. That's not going to change. But with Dave's allegations, which I personally believe are true, it's going to knock a lot of those bright-eyed, bushy-tailed storage auction wannabes off the trail because they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Because see, that kind of changed that game. Understand, the TV show is going to go on. They're going to continue to do their thing unless there's some other bigger allegation that comes out like some real proof, then that may blow the lid off. But the way it is right now, the way Dave was postured as the villain, and a lot of people didn't like him, so they was like, I'm glad to see he's gone, and screw Dave, and whatever. So it's not going to be the same show either. But that's a whole nother video. But essentially, for you who are going out there, paying your dues, buying your education, and, I told you, since 2009, I've shared, great success stories, and I've shared some turkeys. I've shared some units that had some crazy shit in it. You're not going to get the best units being a scared little bitch. Because that's what I call it. I mean, I can understand if you have a family and you can't put all your money into storage. That's just being an adult. But at some point, you're going to swing for the fences and you're going to miss and you're going to strike out. It's going to happen. So you have a question to ask your punk ass self. Do you continue to swing for the fences or do you continue to be a scared little bitch? What are you going to do? And I guarantee you, you could go to any museum, any moratorium, any honorary statue, memorial, and I guarantee you there's no inscriptions to this was put up in tribute to scared little bitch. No, not a one. Not a one. And if there is anything like that up, it's put up to shame the family because that person was a scared little bitch. So you got a choice. And this is not just with storage auctions. This is with your life because I have noticed something. When I was in the storage auction game, the people who swung for the fences a lot, it wasn't just with storage auctions. They lived their whole life like that. And I learned something from those people because you can't live a life of quiet desperation, hoping and wishing for things to get better. You have to make things get better. And if you are new to the storage auction game, you need education. You need to go out there, buy some units, take your lumps, learn your lessons, and stick with it. And you will make money. I've seen so many people. I have history. I have talked to people who started in 2009, 2010. And there's one guy for a while in one of my Facebook groups. He was like, my goal's 10 grand this month. I came up short. I only made 7. I'm like, so they go, that wasn't inches, but that's just a few yards. He's getting close. Because he has a goal. And every month it went up and it went up and it went up. So understand. The money's out there for those who are not afraid to work hard and for those who aren't scared little bitches. Because if you're a scared little bitch, you put that under the guise of you're being practical. You're making good decisions. Good decisions usually come from a lot of bad decisions because you have perspective. And this whole thing about I'm going to bid on units and not lose any money is a farce. It's a fantasy. If you buy 100 units in a year, I guarantee you there's going to be some turkeys in that unit. If you are really horrible and you don't learn from your mistakes, probably half, if not more, are going to be turkeys. But at some point, you're going to wake up, the light's going to come on, and you're going to oh, damn. And then it's going to become fun because for the first 6 months, The Clampets, Snowball, and these other folks kicked my ass. I couldn't get a decent unit. I had to buy nothing but junk. It was just like, damn, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna pick up my marbles and go home? Or am I gonna beat on my chest and like, I'm gonna do this shit? And it's a decision. It's a mental posture. It's the decision. And at some point, everyone that's a winner makes that decision. It's not so much a conscious thing or a proclamation. It's a decision that you decide, I'm going to be better and I'm going to win. And it gets you over. But hey, if you are afraid of losing money, do not get in the storage auction game because it's going to happen. If you're afraid of having bad days, don't get in the storage auction game. Just stay at home and find some fantasy or pipe dream to hook up your ambition. Your scared little bitchiness to, and go with it because it's not going to happen. That's just a fantasy. That's just a total fantasy. So if you see that stuff online, I want you to think about it. How can you buy something, not know what it is, have no clue to what's in the back, and be 100% safe all the time? You can't win big unless you sometimes lose big. Can't do it. It's not going to happen. That's another fantasy. I just want to buy the good units, Glendon, because I ain't trying to lose no money. I just want to get the good ones and just really skip over those bad ones because, I'm special and shit. Scared little bitches. Man, scared little bitches. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you in the next video.